Hey everyone, it's Megan Elizabeth with AboveRubyStudio.com, and I'm so glad you're here for another one of the Christmas crafts videos for the 12 days of Black Friday. Don't forget to go over to AboveRubyStudio.com if you're watching between Black Friday and December 4th, 2012. Otherwise, just enjoy this video anytime for Christmas crafts. But if you go to Above Ruby Studio, there are great ideas all week long with different tutorials as well as prizes, giveaways, and special deals on many of the products that you see me use in these videos and so much more. Today I'm going to be using some Square1 repositionable fabric. It is an alternative to vinyl, and I'm going to be using it as masking for my cards that I'm going to be making today. I cut out some cards using the, or rather ornaments using the Art Philosophy Cricut cartridge, and then I just strung a little bit of twine and tied a bow at the top. I cut these out for a scrapbook layout I was actually doing, and these were left over, so I thought, well, I'm just going to go ahead and make a card for you guys, show you guys some masking, some ideas for inking, and creating some really beautiful Christmas cards. So we're going to get started. We're going to use this card first, and actually I'm going to grab a craft mat because we're going to be doing some inking and it's going to make a mess. So just any kind of craft mat will do. And then I'm going to grab a couple Post-it notes. Post-it notes? Yes, Post-it notes. I'm going to be using this as the front of my card, and it's going to get really messy, so I don't want to mess up this side of my card. I'm going to line it with two Post-it notes so that the back of the card stays relatively clean. You could also do the same thing on the inside of the card. Actually, we're going to go ahead and do that right away. That's the front, right? Yep. We're going to just put a layer of Post-it notes on the back. Keep everything clean and crisp for Christmas time, because I make a mess when I do this kind of inking. I'm sure you do too. You can not do this. You don't have to do this. There's no set requirement. I'm not going to do this on all cards, but this is a great little tip for you guys. If you're ever worried about keeping the insides of your cards clean while you're doing extra inking and whatnot, or the back of your card. Alright, Post-it notes are the way to go. Now I'm going to take, I cut out 4 of these ornaments. They're the exact same ornaments. These are cut out at 2.5 inches. These are cut out at 1.5 inches. And I just kiss cut this repositionable fabric. Again, it's an alternative to vinyl. And I'm going to be placing these right on the front of my card. It's an actual woven fabric, so there's no PVC in it. It's environmentally safe and friendly, and non-toxic for your home, for your kids, for people that would be around the vinyl. This is a polyester woven blend fabric, and it's much more durable, totally mess-free, repositionable. Reposition it a lot of times. It's good for, really it's for on the walls and that kind of stuff, but we're using it for our crafting today, and that's a lot of fun. And once you're done using these, you can go back and stick them on your wall and decorate your house for Christmas time. So I'm creating a fun little background for my card. And then this is going to go right on the top, kind of popped up. I might have to shorten that a little bit. We can see. But anyway. Alright, I have the Megan Elizabeth ink edgers. These are blendable inks. They are completely juicy pigment inks, non-toxic and acid-free. And I'm going to start with the red, and I'm just going right on the front of my card. And yes, I am making a mess. Now, I'm doing this just right with the pad. You can grab, oh, I didn't grab it, hold on. For a much more blended look, grab a makeup brush, or a makeup sponge, rather. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and show you what that looks like. So we'll grab a makeup sponge and go in here, right around my ornaments. And this will remove some of those harsh lines that you see. Or reduce some of those harsh lines. I'm doing this on a gray, thick cardstock. And don't ask me where I got it. It was in my stash. But it's actually a gray color, which I really like. All right, we're gonna do a little red, which is Check Me Out Red, a little Limelight Green, you know, the Christmas colors. Splash these colors throughout. And I'm making like a tie-dye background look. I'm not going for neatness, I guess, or a particular rhyme or reason. I want it to be really just blended, all these colors standing out. Some popping brighter than others in certain spots. Rainy Days In, awesome, awesome gray color. Like, love this. It's very silvery gray. There's no like real harsh lines blending color to color, which I love. And I'm blending, like I'm not blending colors that you would like blend together. This is like a messy, messy look. Messy. I like it. I like it messy. All right, and let's grab a separate one. I'm gonna do some blue, which is Salty Sea. Right for along this edge. And just a little bit more blue up here. Just brush it on. And you can see there's the back of the card. It got a little messy. You can then touch this with a heat set tool if you want to really make sure that the colors are good and dry. Otherwise, you know, do whatever you want. Now you can pull these back. Okay. Repositionable. So stick them back on the original sheet. And they're peeling back completely clean. These are like, I'm telling you guys, this stuff is incredible for your crafting needs. And we're going to use these on the second card that we're doing so you can see that it really does re-stick down right where we want it to. This looks so cool. This is just a fun, different kind of holiday look, in my opinion. Make sure your hands are clean, and actually, let's remove any ink and craft mat while removing the Post-it notes, because we did all that work to keep it protected and clean, right? That would be so like me to then go and smudge it up. See, completely clean inside now, which is awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna re-knot it, but instead of tying a bow in it, I'm just gonna let it be a knot and let the two top hang out. And then I'm gonna grab some foam, you cut it foam or dimensional adhesive. Place on the back of the card, or on the back of the ornament here. Place that on down in the center. Now I left this area a little less, you know, jazzied up there so you can put your sentiment stamp. I'm actually going to use a bitty one. I wasn't going to use one quite so small, but we'll use it. I'm going to use Holiday Cheer, and this is from the Captured Moments Close to My Heart acrylic stamp set. And we're going to use a 1 a.m. touching the stamp 1 a.m. Megan Elizabeth ink edger, and you touch the ooh, okay, I'm gonna put it right here. That looks so cute. I would have done one more down there if I would have known I was using that one, but that's okay. Now what I want to do is go in and add some sparkle using my Viva Decor glitter liner. They're so fun. No rhyme or reason to the pattern. I'm just going right on top of the dots. And they'll dry in a very neat iridescent holographic glitter color. Right on top of there. And that is card 1, doing a little bit of masking and ink blending. You can just see how well those colors really just create a really fun like tie-dyed ink edging look using the ink edgers. Not ink edging, an ink edger look. Okay, now I want to do a second card, and I'm going to do something kind of similar. I'm actually going to go the other way, but I kind of thought I would take the other side. The other side, meaning, I took these over here. I'll show you what I mean. The negatives. And they are close together here, right on the background. And actually, I need to trim this down just a little bit. Can I trim this down? Where's my trimmer? Because it's not a straight edge. This was actually a scrap that I had from another project I created. And normally when you do a stencil, you're going to want to give yourself a little bit more space. But I just want to show you guys something, you know, different that you can do. So this is the negative, and I'm making it, like I said, like a stencil for this card. Just peel it back, get off the sheet. And the cool thing about this stuff is if it folds over on itself, it's not creating a big hot mess that you can't reuse, like if you were using vinyls, regular vinyls. And because it's repositionable, when it sticks down where you don't want it to, you can peel it back up. You're not creating little bubbles in it that you don't want. It's just a very easy to work with kind of thing. But you didn't know you could use it for this kind of stamping masking, did you? All right. So this might not be exactly straight because I wasn't really planning on doing this, but I wanted to show you guys the technique of what you can do. I'm going to just do red and maybe a little bit of green, and I'm going to do kind of the same thing. I'm going to blend colors together. Maybe red and blue. Ooh, that might be prettier. I'm going to blend colors together. So I'm going to go with my brush over top, and I'm going to need to be really careful because there's not a lot of a lip or an edge. Like I said, when you're creating stencils, kind of like what this is a stencil more than it is a mask. It's still a mask of forms, but stencils are masks. It's just a different kind. I'm not going to ink it up, juice it up, make it beautiful. And this is just a great one layer card, one-dimensional card. Instead of trying to place other things on top and do other, you know, any kind of cutout or anything. Sometimes the one-layer cards are just easier to mail. They can be quicker to make depending on what you're doing, what you got going on. You don't have to pull out a die cutting machine. Sometimes they're just easier. Well, we had the die cutting machine out, but we were already using it for that. The other stuff. All right, so now I'm going to go back in. I want to add some Salty Sea Blue just around the edges. And again, this is on top of a gray cardstock. And then you can just wipe this clean, wipe your stencil clean, wipe your fabric clean using just a baby wipe. All right, so peel this back, and this is reusable, so you can save it. And if it's not, can't get a corner and you don't want to bend your paper, which is kind of what I just did there a little bit, just grab a little X-Acto knife and just lift up the corner and then peel it back with your finger. There's no residue whatsoever left behind on your paper. It's a completely tight seal, right on down, and it's totally reusable. I love that. I love it. All right, I'm going to trim down the card a little bit because it's not exactly even. I don't like that look, so I want to make it a little bit more even. The top edge is straight, which is great. I'm going to kind of eyeball it. To have the bottom and the sides match the top marginally. if I can. It might not be exact, but get it closer. And because I didn't exactly mask off the sides, I have a little bit of ink on me, and I got a little ink on that bottom corner. I don't want to see that on the card. All right, so there is that card. How cute is this? How cute is this going? All right, I'm gonna use that same holiday cheer sentiment stamp because it's real tiny and it can go right down here in the corner. And I'm going to use this time, this is what I was talking about, touching it to it. I'm gonna use the Salty Sea Blue. You don't want a hot mess of ink. Adorable. I'm gonna round the top two corners, 1/2 inch round, just at the top of this card. And I'm gonna grab the sparkle lights. And I'm gonna grab the Girl's Best Friend. 4 of them. Sticker work. And this is gonna go just in the top of each one. All right, so there are 2 really, really simple holiday cards using the ink edgers for blending. Get that really cool blended look. I hope you guys enjoyed. Go ahead and reuse that Square1 adhesive fabric and use it on your walls. Use it for all your decorating needs. Go ahead and use it for crafting. Grab those ink edgers, see what creative colors you can blend and create together, and enjoy the moments. I'll see you again soon. Enjoy the rest of the 12 days of Black Friday at AboveRubyStudio.com. Bye.